Hey everybody, this is Gail, part of the education team at the North Carolina Aquarium at Fort Fisher, and today we are at our Shadows on the Sand habitat, featuring our stingrays for another feeding presentation. Stingrays belong to a group of animals known as elasmobranchs, along with their relatives, skates and sharks. Unlike other fish, they don't have a bony skeleton, but one made out of cartilage. We have cartilage in our bodies as well, in our noses and our ears, and we can wiggle those parts of our bodies because cartilage is a lot more flexible than bone. So imagine having an entire skeleton made out of cartilage, and you can get a pretty good idea of why stingrays look so graceful as they are swimming through the water, almost like they're flying. Now we are going to start with a feeding known as a broadcast feeding for the bony fish in here. So we'll broadcast or scatter the food across the surface of the water. We do have some bony fish in here, including one ladyfish, a small group of herring, and another small group of lookdowns. The food that they're getting is cut up capelin, which is a small bait fish, cut up squid, and small blocks of gel food. Now that gel food is something that we make here at the aquarium for many of our animals. We start with unflavored gelatin, and we add in cut up fish and vegetables and all of their vitamins. It's a very similar process to how you would make Jell-O at home, only here at the aquarium it is not cherry flavored. The next kind of feeding that we will show is a target feeding with our cownose stingrays. So you will notice our cownose rays are going over to our staff member who is holding food in his hand and putting his hand in the water. So the stingrays can take the food right out of his hand. They are trained to do that. And they're eating the same types of things that the bony fish were eating. So they're eating capelin, squid, and a gel food made specifically for our stingrays. We target feed several of our animals here at the aquarium, and that makes sure that they are getting the appropriate amount of food based on their size, their weight, and their activity level. And target feeding also brings the animals closer to us so that we can get a good look at them and make sure that they are healthy, they don't have any injuries, and they are in fact eating everything that we're providing for them. Cownose rays are those ones swimming up in the water column with those very prominent wings. And they're called cownose rays because their snout kind of looks like a cow's nose. We'll do a broadcast feeding for the rest of the rays in here with larger chunks of capelin, squid, and gel food. And we do have several other species of rays, including our Atlantic stingrays, which are lighter in color. They kind of have a pinkish hue around the edge of their wings and a very pointed snout. We also have southern stingrays in here that are darker in color with a blunter snout. And we have one yellow stingray in here who is circular in shape with a yellow mottled pattern. We do have one more ray in here, although it's not a stingray, and it looks like a flattened guitar. It is in fact a guitar fish. But what makes a stingray? Well, it's that barb they have. And they do not use that barb for catching or killing any of their food. They use it for self-defense. So if they feel threatened, that is when they're going to use that barb. Another way they protect themselves is by burying themselves in the sand. So it's really good to remember if you are ever swimming in the ocean or visiting our coast, as you make your way into the water, you want to do the stingray shuffle, or keep your feet on the sandy bottom and shuffle one foot in front of the other as you make your way across the sand. That way, any buried stingrays will feel the vibrations you're making and swim to get out of your way. But I do want you to notice that the stingrays have their eyes on the top side of their bodies, but their mouth is on the underside. And similar to their cousins, the sharks, they do have rows of teeth. But unlike their sharks, those teeth are fused together and flattened into more of a crushing plate, which comes in very handy when you're eating food that has a hard outer shell, like clams, crabs, and scallops. As those stingrays are making their way over the sand and eating lots of yummy food, you might also imagine that they could be eating things that they should not be eating. Things found in the ocean like plastic. And we know there is a lot of plastic in the ocean. We hear about this issue all the time. So what can we do to help? Well, the easiest thing that we can do is just to not use it in the first place, especially those items that are single-use items. Things like plastic water bottles, plastic grocery bags, and straws can easily be switched to reusable items like reusable water bottles, reusable cloth grocery bags, and reusable straws, or simply skip the straw. By taking these simple actions, we can help not only stingrays in the ocean, but all animals in the ocean. And a healthy ocean means healthy people. So in the end, we're helping ourselves as well. Thanks for tuning in for another feeding right here at the North Carolina Aquarium at Fort Fisher, and we will see you soon.